Okay.
For those who
what we do here is go back.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hey, what's going on, Mecha Army? Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I'm your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. It's Monday. Right? Hope you guys had a great weekend. Yeah. So, we're going to continue working on this Gelgoog thingy. Right? We're going to keep work on its head a little bit, continue to shape this thing up, and see what we can come up with, basically. Yeah? So, before we do that, let's get some business out of the way. Hey, we're rocking the Hummingbird Chibi tonight. I don't know if anybody got that tonight. I don't know. Anyway, hey, if you want one of these cool-ass shirts, go hit up www.childofmecha.com, hit the store button up at the top. You'll see shirts and hats and all sorts of other cool stuff in there. Yeah? Go stock up. Yeah. And if you are interested in any of the tools and materials that we are going to be working with here tonight, there's an Amazon link just below here on Twitch and YouTube. That side, if you're watching on Facebook, I get a little bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy. But hey, it goes to help out the stream, so go stock up. A bunch of cool stuff in there, right? Like I said, the tools and materials that we work with, books for inspiration, camera gear for streaming, some other cool stuff in there. So yeah, go check it out. Aside from that, if you're interested in kits or paints or accessories or Mecha Decals, which are available now for wholesale, go to our good friends right down here, USA Gundam Store. Adam and the fine folks down there will definitely have what you need. So if you happened to miss the very end of Friday's stream, we kind of let the cat out of the bag. We got the green light for Mecha Decals Sheet 2. Yes. So we are right now waiting the quote from our good friends from Italy. And once that comes in, we should pretty much be off to the races. Yeah. So, Sheet 2, coming real soon. Coming real soon. Yeah. I think you guys are going to like Sheet 2. It is similar in aesthetic style to Sheet 1, but there are a lot of new, types of decals. Got some propellant tank decals for you guys that, like to slap those on there. We got a couple number indicators, for like, say, funnels and stuff like that. We just got some other cool, different kind of things. Munition decals and stuff like that. And, yeah, I think they're really, really cool. I think they're definitely, it's a completely different sheet. We still have, actually have a different style of, the little ones up at the top, the panel bolt release decals. The first ones, they were circles. This one, they are kind of like oval shape, and they're really cool. It's a different take on that similar design, so you can kind of mix and match. And yeah, I think they'll be really, really good. So, available in 1/100, 144, and like Sarge is asking right now, will they be in the same color palette? Yes. So red, gray, and white. All three will be available in both scales as soon as they come in. Yeah. Yes. Question is, are they coming in both scales? Yes, they are, Julio. They are. All the sheets are done and designed and everything like that. Like I said, we sent it off to Cartograph, and we are just awaiting the quotes. Fun times. Yeah. Julio says, are we getting black ones? Dude, you don't need black ones. You just need the gray ones. The gray ones look amazing. And honestly, there aren't really any true black decals out there that look really good. Trust me, try it. Try them. Try the gray. You'll not be... And I don't know. I got like a itch right here on my ear. I don't know what's up with that. It's weird. Anyway, trust me. The gray look perfectly fine. Weird plastic dust on my shoulder here from filing stuff. Anyway, yeah. So, dude, get the gray. He says I got 3 sheets of gray. So use that. Trust me, black doesn't look great. You're never going to see in the modeling world, or I should say in true life, quote unquote, you're never going to see a true black on anything, right? Because you have to worry about lighting and stuff like that. If you look at, like, say, the Stealth Bomber, we know it's black, but when you get it outside, it turns gray. It turns like a dark gray. I mean, even look. Okay, so check it out. So look at my shirt, right? My shirt is black. We all know that. But if you really took a color sampling of this right in here, this would be shades of gray. Even this up here in the shadows, probably shades of gray. Dark gray, but still. Trust me, that's why I did it. Yeah, see? Stephen Eckert, he's over there on Facebook. He says, gray goes with everything. Right? I totally agree with that. Donnie Baxter's also over there. He says, hello. What's going on, D? Brandon, he's got a question.
We have a question.
That's back tonight, by the way. No Q&A. Well, we always do Q&A, but no, like, mainstream Q&A tonight. That was Friday. Anyone ever used Tamiya paint retarder? If so, any recommendations on using it? No. Use Mr. Color Leveling Thinner. That has a retarding agent in it and a leveling agent. So yeah, so you should be good with that. It's a lot better. Yeah. Kirk Hill says, only exception is Vanta Black. Yeah, but who's going to use that? That's going to look whack. Ruslan Bill says, gray goes great with Goose. And now you know, right? So, all right, kids, let's get busy. Yeah? Because I want to get some stuff done tonight because I did not get anything done, unfortunately, over the weekend. So, Brandon says deadline is Thursday and I got to paint tonight. LOL. So the Tamiya is all I have on hand. Oh, man. Okay. It's still pretty good, right? Still pretty good. All right. So with that being said, let's switch to camera 2. Here we go. Zach Bleich, Galactic Toys. He says, hello, everyone. He's over there on YouTube. What's going on, Zach? Good to see you, buddy. All right. So here we go. There's the headpiece. Let's get zoomed in so you can see what we are doing here. Right about there, I think, looks pretty good. Yeah? Excuse me. Kirkhill says, LOL, they painted a BMW X6 in it. It looks pretty sweet. I don't know, man. Nah. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's just the lack of surface... the lack of surface, I don't even know how to term it, recognizability, for lack of a better term, I guess, right? Because it just sucks up all the light, and you don't even know where the surfaces are. So, I don't know. I never was a fan of the Vanta black, or the true black, or whatever they want to call it. It's just, yeah, it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick. So, all right. So what we're gonna do tonight, we're gonna work on the dome here. We got this. I got this a little filed and smooth here a little bit before the show tonight, so that's about all I did here over the weekend, unfortunately, right? Vincent Lewis, he's over there on YouTube. He says, hey, what's good, guys? What's going on, Vince? Hey, and Mr. True Gumpla, good old Joel, he says it's more of a novelty. Yeah, it's totally a novelty, like straight gimmick, right? So this is the artwork that we're going to be working off of, this guy right here. And what we're going to be working on tonight are these vents here, right? I want to recreate these side vents on both sides. I really, really dig that. Now, to do that, we are going to have to wrap some 2mm by 1mm kind of around the perimeter here, right? So how do we do that? How do we bend this into shape? Because we have to glue it on its edge, right? Which is not, this isn't gonna go anywhere, right? But oh, I beg to differ. It will bend, and it will bend nicely. It will bend to our will. Yeah, see, just like that. That's how it's gonna bend. And that's how it's going to be shaped. And that's what we're going to do. Yeah? Yeah. Scott Noonmaker's over there on Facebook. He says, hello. What's going on, Scott? Good to see you. Thank you for watching. So, how did we get this? Yeah? Pretty much the same type of process as with the kind of the ribbon technique that we used last week to bend the thinner strip around the lower jaw, if you will, lower part of the head. But instead of kind of running this along kind of a curved surface, because that will bend, right? What I did was I just kind of started pinching this and bending it this way. And what that will do is it will create a similar type of thing. Similar type of occurrence here, where it will start to break down that plastic and it will start to become pliable, and then it will start to hold a curve around that edge. Yeah, just like this. You can pretty much wrap it almost all the way around, and it will keep like that, but it'll snap back because it wants to, right? So, all right. So, with that being said, let's get this thing cut down here. I think right to about there is going to be the length of the strip that we need. Right there. All right. So we're just going to make sure that this bend is set in the strip properly, right? Julie Stemsky says, I'm glad I am able to watch the show tonight. Our power has been turned off 2 days ago due to high winds and fire danger. Damn, dude. So no TV or internet. Maybe another 24 hours before we get power back. Damn. Oh, yeah, you're up there. You're up there in NorCal, aren't you? Where the bad fire is. Yeah, the big one. Yeah, dude. Man, be safe up there, Sarge. For real, for real. I think you're closer to the city, though, but still. Jeez. Slick Builder's over there on Twitch. He says, hey, Tim, what's going on, Slick Builder? Thank you for watching. Ricky Paul Carlson says, okay, I'm here now. You can start the show. Thank goodness for that, all right? Jay Lynch, what's going on? Julia says, yep, smoke in the air. Whew. Yeah, nasty. Nasty. That's not fun, man. That is not fun at all. Like, SEGMC is 11 days, you guys, for those of you going. And I've been kind of monitoring the fire situation around, you know, where SCGMC has taken place, and thankfully, as of right now, it's pretty much all contained, and from what I can tell anyway, I'm not in the area, so I don't get major details or anything, but it seems like they're in good shape. So here's to hoping, right? All right, so let's get this this strip installed here. Chris Pabs is over there on Facebook. What's going on, Chris? He says 11 fucking days, dude, right? Julio says, yo, heart in my ass about SCGMC. Julio, I don't know what you tried to get across with that, but it sounded weird. Just saying. Just sounded weird. Jay Lynch, doing good. Just received the 2-part Tamiya epoxy putty. Nice. Time to start working with it. Dude, everybody's been working with that here recently. I like that. That's good, you guys. It's really good. I like that a lot. Slick Builder over there on Twitch, he says, I just finished up my Metal Gear Rex from Kotobukiya, now debating what to work on next, I guess. Nice. Spiders UK2 says, I'll see everyone at GBWC at Anime NYC in 11 days. I think you mean like 18 days. James. Because Anime NYC is the week after SCGMC. So, yeah, 18. Anyway. Julio, anxiety, I guess. LOL, trying to get stuff done and that flight. Oh, yeah, so. Yeah, so you guys, get this. So, our boy Julio, Clippin' Nubs, he's going to SCGMC, flying from New York City to California, right? And he's never been on a plane before. So his first flight ever will be cross country. Julio, good luck, brother. Whew. Man, oh man. Come on now. Chris Pabs over there on Facebook. He says, I'm finally back on the bench, out of bed. Nice. Recovering. Just a quick update. Things are looking up. That is awesome, dude. I love hearing that. See, Chris, you know what? Boom. You get one of those, buddy. Yes, sir. Mecha Army. Straight up. Donnie Baxter, about to lose it, man. Donnie, come on. You got time. You got 11 days. Get that thing done. I know. Perfectionist. That's a good thing. But just get the damn thing done. Come on. Chris Pab says, yeah, brother, I'm nervous and excited. Dude, about SCGMC, dude. Dude, seriously, there's nothing to be nervous about, you guys. It is going to be just a lot of fun. Just a lot of fun. Yeah. Zach Bleich says, I will be there with Galactic Toys at Anime NYC. Word. Nice. That's awesome. Good stuff. Julie Stemsky says, to Julio, worthwhile trip for your first flight. Cross country? Man. Yeah, that's like what? Julio, do you have any stops, or is that a non-stop for you? Let us know. And if you do have a stop, where? Because that's important too. Yeah. That'll be important. Because depending on what airport you fly, if you have a stop, depending on what airport you stop at, will vastly affect your experience. Yeah. He says it stops in Denver. Don't have to switch planes. Oh, that's good, actually. Okay, so that's good. So that's awesome. So you don't have to get up, go find another gate and all that. That's good. And Denver's a good airport, too. Denver's actually a very nice airport. So a lot of cool stuff to see in there. Good food. So, yeah, that's also really, really good. GizmoCon Gunpla, Jonathan, he wants to know also what airport you're coming into, Ontario or LAX. Oh, Julio's flying to LAX. Ontario's closest. Yeah, I'm flying into Ontario. I wasn't gonna fuck around with LAX and traffic and all that. I'm getting my own car, so it ain't happening. Nah, Ontario's where I'm going into. Let's see. Chris Pabs told us, basically told a story over there on Facebook to Zach. Blyche, Donnie Baxter, yeah, I've got a layover in Denver too. Super grateful for it. Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if, like, all of us ended up in Denver at the same time? Because I think going to... Where do I stop? I wonder where I stop. Let me see here real quick. Because it would be... I think it... I know one of my layovers is in Denver. Let me see here. Pull up the Southwest app here on you guys. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, yeah, look. No, actually, both my layovers are in Denver. Look at that. So, yeah. Yeah, that would be funny as hell if we all were in Denver at the same, roughly about the same time. So, pretty funny. So Donnie, when do you get in? What airport do you fly in, Donnie? Ontario or LAX? And Julio, what time do you get into LAX? When's your arrival time? Let me know. Because I think that we could coordinate this thing. Zach says Denver is a huge airport. Yeah, it's pretty big. It's pretty big. Yeah. Let's see. Oh shit, okay. So Julio gets in at about 3 p.m. Cali time. I get in at like 2:35 into Ontario. Damn, Julio, we might be in the airport at the same time, dude. Donnie says Nose and I get in about an hour apart in LAX. Yeah, we, there's a good chance we can be in the Denver airport, all three of us at the same time. Donnie says I hit LAX at 4. You might be a bit behind us then, Donnie. But I think me and Julio, we definitely could be... Oh, at 3. Okay. So yeah, so you guys get in at the same time. Shit, you might be on the same plane. What airline you flying, Donnie? Jonathan says, let me guess, all showing up Friday. Yeah, of course we're all showing up Friday. Come on now. Jonathan says, yeah, but Julio will have a 2 or more hours of traffic, right? And that's why I'm flying into Ontario. Might be a little bit more expensive, but I don't have to dick around with traffic. So, yeah. Donnie's flying Southwest. Okay. Donnie, what airport are you flying out of? You flying out of DC or you flying out of BWI? Let me know. Dude, it's LA. Traffic is terrible, Julio. Yeah. Jonathan Gizmo Gunplay says, you'll see, Julio. Right? Oh, dude. Right? Oh, yeah. So Donnie's flying out of Dulles. Okay. I'm flying out of BWI, of course. So, yeah. That makes sense. So, yeah, dude. We'll probably be in Denver, the three of us, probably at right around the same time. That'd be funny as hell. Because I think my layover is like an hour. Something like that. Always, pro tip when you're flying, guys, always get a layover. If you have to get a layover, always get a layover of at least 1 hour. At least. If you're flying Southwest, 1 hour is usually plenty. But just in case, an hour is a good amount of time, especially if you're in places like Atlanta or someplace like that, or Detroit especially, where you have to like make it from one end of the terminal to the next. That hour is gonna that hour is going to pay off. Yeah. Chris, he says, Chris Pabs over there on Facebook, he says, I paid extra to land in Ontario. I'm not fucking with LAX, dude. No, me neither, man. Me neither. What time do you get in, Chris? Just curious. We got our BSI super glue. We're going to be using this. Donnie says, I'm game for the traffic. An all new experience driving east to Pomona. No biggie. I live in the DC. Oh, well, yeah, Donnie, you're fucking used to it. It's like, won't be nothing for you, right? Jesus, that Virginia traffic is horrible. Horrible. I ain't gonna lie to you. You ever come to DC? Get ready for the traffic. Alright. Just trying to break off the dried super glue slag off of the tip of the BSI Industries glue here. Alright, so now let's get this thing tried to glue down here, yeah? There we go. Alright, so let's see if we can do this here. Right along the edge. That's what we're going for. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, let's get some Insta-Set on here just to be on the safe side. Get that glue cured very quickly. Just like that. Especially around here. And there we go. Cool. Excellent. That's what we're talking about. All right, so there you've got that start, that first lower edge of that vent that's going to be around here. Looks pretty good, yeah? Looks pretty good. It's going to start to look like the man from La Mancha, but hey, that's fine. We're gonna deal with that. So we'll cut that bit off there. Trim that bit off there, and there we go. Alright, so now we got to do the other side. Good stuff. Good stuff. Excellent start to this. Excellent start. Let's see. Chris Pab says, I get there around noon Friday. Oh, yeah, and I think, I think Freddie's picking you up, isn't he? Is Freddie picking you up? I think Freddie said something about that, if I remember correctly. Edwin RSA is with us. What's going on, Edwin? Good morning, sir. Julio says, like 4 p.m. here, 1 p.m. there. Yeah. Ranger Chris going to be coming up from San Diego, so we'll be getting both the length and girth of traffic. Yeah, I would say so, right? I would say so. Jeez. The length and the girth of traffic. Holy shit, man. Let's see. Roosh says, Julio, 3 p.m. traffic in LA. You might get to the hotel by midnight, right? Jonathan Gizmo Gumpla says, yeah, 1 p.m. traffic just starts if you get into 3 or 4 and have to drive. It's worse. Ugh. Yeah. Zashan's over there on Facebook. What up, Z? Good to see you. All right, so we're just putting this bend in here. Just pinch and bend, pinch and bend, pinch and bend all the way around this thing just to get that, just to start that curve in there, right? And then you can kind of do this thing with your thumb. Because if you do it, if you try to do it along the edge of a table, it's going to be extremely difficult because that strip will wobble on you, right? And then pointless. So, food for thought. Let's see. Chris Pab says, as if he's never mentioned it. Oh shit, I don't know. He might have been somebody else. I don't know. I thought he was saying you. I don't know. Anyway, let's scroll back up here because the comments are going a little bit quick. Julio says, LOL, it won't be that bad. Yeah, right. Julio, you seen New York traffic, right? Expand that into a larger area and along highways. Good luck, buddy. We'll see you Saturday morning. Like 5 at the latest, I think. I like your enthusiasm. Keep that positive outlook, Julio. Gizmo Congopolis, Jonathan, he says, I'm actually taking True Joel and his girl sightseeing and showing the hobby stores in the LA region on Thursday when they come in, so they will see the LA traffic firsthand. Nice. That's awesome. Julius Dembski over there on Twitch or YouTube, he says, Tim, do you use any type of clamps when building? Very, very rarely. But yes, I do. Most of the times it's just these types of deals here. These just, binder clips. I have 2 sizes, big and small. And sometimes, when I have to sandwich something together, these are really good for holding those in place. I hardly ever use these, but they're there, right? I also have, let's see, these cheap little 6-inch, pressure clamps, pistol grip deals. These are, I don't know. I hardly ever use them, but they're there, right? They're there. They are there. Anyway, let's see. Hey, Gary's over there on Twitch. He says, "Woot woot, just stopping by." What's going on, Gary? Man, that's one dude I wanna hang out with at SCGMC is Gary. Gary seems like a fun dude to hang out with. That'll be awesome. Ruslam says, Julio, 3 p.m. You arrive at 3. Won't get done with rental till 4. Then rush hour traffic. He says you're screwed. Yeah, well. Z says, great to be here. Missed too many streams. Dude, it's all good. Who says, Kyle's coming in at 12 and going to do all the car stuff. Oh, you got a head start then. Word. Edwin RSA says, good morning, Tim. Trying to paint, but today is too humid since it's the start of the rain season. Plan B then, working on something else. Sometimes you just have to switch gears, right? Donnie Baxter says, just anticipating meeting all of my people. Right? Dude, it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't care what anybody says. It's going to be a lot of fun. Gary says, did anyone say LA traffic? Yeah. Gary, Julio is going to experience LA traffic firsthand. It'll be awesome. Ruslan Bill says, these events going to be on the sides rather than the top portion. Yes, they will. So here, Bill, for reference, there is our working kind of line art that we're loosely basing this off of, right? And yes, there is a vent on the side here, a matching one on the other side, so this is basically what we're creating first. So right now we're laying this strip down to recreate this downward edge, right? And obviously this will taper down on both sides, which we'll do that here a little bit later, but we just have to get kind of the forms down, right? The perimeter of everything, if you will. So that's what we're doing right now. That's what we're doing right now. So let's see. Get this around here, maybe right about there. Good. And we'll just make sure that this bend is nice and curvy. Yeah? Curvy bends. Everybody likes curvy bends, right? Just like that. Alright. Good stuff. Alright, so now we got to do the same thing on this side, but in opposite. Alright. So let's get our glue up on this thing. There we are. Alright, and let's see if we can't do this on the opposite side here. Okay. Now it's important for this starting edge here to be adhered first, because that is important. That's important. So this thing doesn't get away from you. We are trying our best to get it right on this edge. But if it's not a massive, massive deal breaker. Now that, I think, is going to be pretty good. We're going to hold this back edge down just for a few more seconds here, and we're going to get our Insta-Set. That'll quickly cure all of that. And yep, no popping. Good. And we're going to do the same thing on top here. We're just going to drip a little bit right there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a little Man from La Mancha helmet. Like a little 19... what is it? 19 World War I little helmet there. Looks like, right? But nah, that's just the beginning. That's just, we're just forming this, right? We're getting the forms. So we're just gonna clip that there. Clip that off there. And there we go. We've got our kind of first initial go at this thing, right? So this is looking really good. Really, really good. All right. Excellent. Now, before we go any further, we got to clean up this glue, this overspill here. Clean up as much of that as possible to keep this thing as neat and tidy as we possibly can, right? So any big glue squeeze outs, we got to get that. We got to clean that out of there. Very unglamorous task when building models, but man, it's hugely important. Hugely important, right? Because that can affect all of our other gluing processes and have a seriously bad domino effect if we don't clean this up now. And we're just going to be cleaning it up right around here, because what's going to happen is we're going to taper this down to the point, right? So this strip right here is going to get sanded down into the point. So not a huge deal if we don't clean it up right up here, but you know, it's good practice. Good practice. Anyway, let's see. So Sean says, oh, I can't wait. I get in late Friday directly from work trip. Damn, nice. Chris Pab says, I can't wait to see your work in person, man. Whose work? Mine? You've already seen it. Let's see. Hey, Al Cruz is over there. What's going on, Al? Dude, Al Cruz. Okay, so if y'all don't know, Al is scratch building this crazy base building thing. It's looking really good. Cheers, Al. And he wants to know, where did you get the needle applicator? Yeah, dude. So this little bottle, this little needle applicator thingy. Yeah, check the Amazon link. I just got it off Amazon, right? So, the video there is dark. Let's clean that up. Let's get a little light on that subject. Yeah. Let's go. There we go. That's a little bit better. Yeah, I like that. Good stuff. All right. Oh, you want to see Donnie's work? Wow. Excuse me, Chris Pabs. Jeez. Prestige over there on Twitch, he says, what kind of glue is that? Dude, this is Instacure by BSI Industries, Bob Smith Industries, right? So this is just a cyanoacrylate super glue, for lack of a better term. But then I use this guy. This is an Instaset. This usually comes in a like a pump spray bottle, but we dumped it into this little needle applicator for finer application. This is basically just like a zip kicker. So it rapidly increases the cure time on the cyanoacrylate, the super glue. So that's all we got. And if you're interested in finding it, there's a Amazon link just below on Twitch. You'll find pretty much everything in there that we use. So there you go. Good question though. Al Cruz, cool, thanks, dude. You're welcome, man. He says thanks, homie. Dude, absolutely, man. You're doing your thing. You're doing your thing. Hell yeah. Spider2K2 says, sorry for the late reply. I was playing a raid in Destiny 2. Well, aren't we just important? While listening to this, I'll see you there. Talking to Zach Bleich. Nice. Let's see. 01 Shield. What's going on, Shield? He says, finally picked up BSI Instant and Accelerator Loctite bottle. Getting used up too fast. Dude, right? And for the money, it makes sense. Because, like, you got to figure the Loctite bottles, and I don't even have one around anymore. Honestly, I have some up on the board that I can use, but you got to figure they come in like these half-ounce bottles like this, right? This was $3.99 at one of my local hobby stores, right? And this big 2-ounce bottle, so 4 times the volume in this bottle than in this bottle. This I think was $8. So you get 4 times the amount for just twice the price. It's a pretty good deal in my opinion. So that's why I picked that up, and this is getting down to the bottom of it. So yeah. Oh wow, the Loctite is 0.14 ounces. Dude, are you getting like the little squeezy tubes or something? Shit. Al Cruz says, will that needle applicator work with thin super glue, or will it clog? It will clog, dude. It will absolutely clog. Trust me, I tried it before. It's not pretty. It's just, yeah, no go. I actually tried it with Loctite, and it doesn't seal great. Well, technically, it either seals completely and you're completely SOL, because trying to get a pin down into that needle applicator is no bueno, or air gets into it and just completely sets the entire bottle of super glue. So yeah. Now mind you, this here, I think this is I think this is a 20 gauge needle. They sell bigger gauges of needle, right? 18, 16, 12 gauge needle, I think, which are bigger diameters of needle, but still pretty fine. I've not tried them, so they could work. I don't know. Give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? You know? And 01 Shield says, Ultra Liquid Control. It's only 0.14? Really? I thought it was more than that. I'll take your word for it. Not a big deal. But yeah, this stuff, my favorite super glue on the market right now. Absolute favorite. I've completely given up on Loctite for most purposes. And when I say most purposes, you know, I'm talking like within model building itself, right? Like, I'll still use it on bases and stuff like that, but yeah, for actual real deal modeling, like what we're working on right now, yeah, it's BSI all the way. There's once I started using BSI, man, it's just, yeah. Sorry, Loctite. I know we had a good thing going on, but I found someone better. Anyway, all right. So we got the glue squeeze out done there. So let's get some more strip laid down. Now, what we're gonna do, referring back to our line art here, this vent comes all the way down to a very sharp point. So what we're going to do, we have a very sharp point right here. So this is going to be our ending or our termination point, so to speak, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this around the top edge here. So that's going to create kind of the side vents on this head. So that is the look that we're going for. Is it going to be exactly like this? No, but it's going to be pretty damn close, right? Killer line art, by the way. I found that on Japanese Twitter, and I forget the account that I found it on. But as soon as I saw it, I'm like, holy shit, that's exactly what I had in my head. Like, almost exactly, I should say. Almost. But like proportions and everything like that, and a lot of the details and everything, I'm like, that's exactly what I envisioned the Gelgoog Hunter to be. What are the chances? Right? What are the chances? Let's see. Ruslam says superglue will dry and clog. Yeah, definitely. But he also says now thin cement would work in a needle. 01 Shield says, on my last 4 Loctite bottles. There you go. Shoot. Al Cruz, yeah, I was looking for a way to apply small metal etch part with precise control. Dude, so what I do, right, is this. So get yourself like a scrap sheet of plastic, right? Just something like this, right? And then just a sharp-ish little, you know, scrap of plastic. Put a drop of super glue on this. Use this as your applicator. Dip that in there, and then just apply to whatever you need it to be applied to, and you're golden. That's what I do. That's what I did with all of the photo etch on the Zaku. Works wonders. Very little investment too, because you're using scrap. Go figure. 01 Shield from the 24 I bought a bit ago. Damn, dude, you invested. Whew. BSI is way better value. No, it really is. Really is. Al Cruz says, I'll just stick with my toothpicks, I guess. Yeah, I mean, that works too. Yeah. And Ruslam says, use stick pins rather than toothpick for super precise. Yeah, that would also work, you know. Just these little guys. Shoot, you can get these for insanely cheap, like 500 of these for $2-3 at a local sewing store. Clip the head off of that, turn that into a metal detail part, and use the pin shaft as an applicator. Like what I did here. I just have this old pin vise. This is a non-rotating pin vise, and I just have just a old little needle shaft in there, and yeah, I could basically use that. I could just dip that into a drop of super glue and apply it to wherever. So yeah, that's actually a really good idea, Bill. Really good idea. Al says, cool, thanks for the input, guys. You are welcome, Al. That's what we do. Kenneth Sim says, I use revised side of a needle for precise spot for super glue. Cut it like a U shape. Okay. Oh, so like a sewing needle where the hoop is, and he cuts the end of the hoop into a U shape. That is really smart, because basically what you're doing is you made a DIY applicator, precision applicator. Damn, Kenneth, that's a really good idea. I might have to give that a shot. Huh. Well done, sir. Well done indeed. You learn something new every day here, don't we, folks? All right. So Superset5 over there on Twitch has a
We have a question.
He says, since I don't have a hobby store near me, what is the best top coat I can find at a hardware store if I don't want to buy from an online store? Superset, I have feelings, distinctive feelings about hardware store top coat. Honestly, dude, it's just not worth it. It really isn't. I know. A lot of people will say, oh, I've used this, I've used that, it goes on great, whatever. But the thing is that a lot of those people don't have any point of reference in terms of hardware store versus high quality top coat, right? Or at least very few of them have a quality comparison. What I will say is this, is that if you do have to go for a hardware store top coat, try a craft store instead, because they will have different top coats, sealants, whatever, made specifically for the hobbyist industry, not necessarily for the modeling industry, but for hobbyists or crafters or whatever, right? So go that route if you can. I can't tell you what's good or what's not because I don't use it. So yeah. But if you do order offline, I cannot recommend enough Mr. Super Clear. It's lacquer based, or solvent based, I should say, and it is just rock solid. I've used that on everything from the Hummingbird to the Aussie, from all the little bears, Blue Destiny, Airdrop. Yeah, that's all I ever use in terms of top coat. So there you go. Brandon says, once parts are primed and you can sand, touch up any areas, how do you go about cleaning up the parts again for paint? So clean them off with a bit of soap and water. Not alcohol, but soap and water. Just like a drop of dish detergent or something like that. A very, very, very gentle degreaser, and some warm water, and just dip, flip, and let it go, and then run it under some nice warm, clean water. air dry those parts for 24 hours or whatever, and yeah, you should be good to go. If you have a dehydrator or maybe even a hair dryer, use that at a low setting. That will dry those parts off a lot quicker. So, Brandon also says Michael's Hobby Lobby, art supply stores, even Meijer grocery stores that carry car model kits usually always have testers clear coats. Yeah, and I mean, if you can't get anything better, then there's that, right? So, yeah. Superset 5 says, all right, thanks. You are welcome. Gumball Miami says, hey Tim, does Super Clear need to be thinned? If you decant it, it doesn't necessarily need to be, but I do anyways. I just add a little bit of Mr. Leveling Thinner. I eyeball it. It's already pretty thin to begin with. But what that'll do is it will help level that off and prevent any orange peel and stuff like that, because that's the last thing you want when you go to clear coat your model. So I do that. That's what I do. You don't have to, but I do. Ranger Chris says, if feeling adventurous, you could go with automotive paints. Whew. Talk about going on thick. Yeah. Now, again, you can spray them at a distance and light coats and all that. So, you just got to be careful with it. So, Al Cruz says, don't make the same mistake I did. Ruined my first painted build with cheap top coat. A month of work gone in one afternoon. Dude, and that right there, is the most poignant example of how a cheap top coat will kill your model. And that's why I use hobby specific, modeling specific top coats, because you put all that work into it and these are your final steps. Why are you going to risk ruining a model with something that wasn't specifically made for the task at hand? Right? It just makes sense to me. So, yeah, I spend a little bit more money on top coat just to make sure that it works, just to make sure that it's in the same system that I use all the time. The Mr. Hobby and lacquer-based, the solvent-based stuff. So, food for thought. Ruslam says, Walmart has clear coat in sewing and craft area. Not sure on brand, though. Yeah, again, for the hobbyist, crafty person, DIYer, whatever. Yeah. That's probably going to be better than your hardware store brands, which are, really meant to seal in spray paint and stuff like that, on much larger surfaces too. So, Kurt Hill says, later off to a meeting in the city. We'll catch up on the rest of the stream tonight, Tim. Kurt, thank you for watching, buddy. Always a pleasure. Ranger Chris, also make sure what you are using will not attack what is under it. Yeah, and that's a very good a very good statement as well, because solvent-based clear coats like Mr. Super Clear, if you put those on too thick, will eat away at acrylics or enamel or what have you. If you lay them on, nice and thin, and you make 100% sure that the the coats underneath are completely cured, not dry, cured, two separate things, then you should be perfectly fine. But if you use solvent-based for primer, paint, the whole shebang, you don't have to worry about nothing. And it's super quick. Super quick. Highly recommended if you have the ability to do so. Spire 2K2 percentage sign up. Okay. Edwin RSA says, I use Mod Podge top coat as alternative top coat. Really? Mod Podge? I've heard worse things. Spider2K2, for airbrushing, I use Alclad top coats. When I'm hand painting, I use the testers. There you go. Franco358 says, Mr. Hobby and Guyano top coats all the way. I agree. I've never tried the Gaia Notes. It's something I've definitely wanted to try. I've never had the opportunity to try those, mainly because I have a ton of Mr. Hobby stuff. But I've heard, excuse me, I've heard good things. Kenneth Sim, just don't use top coat with resin solvent in it, like shellac. Oh yeah, ooh yeah. Oh, that would be so bad. Oh, it would crinkle everything underneath and just make it look like crackling. Yeah. Watch out for the shellac. The shellac would be very bad. That's for wood. Just, yeah, don't. Hard pass. Yeah, that. Oh boy. Brandon says, if you have to use regular rattle can clear coat, put the can in hot water for about 30 minutes before you use it. Stay far away and do super thin coats. You know, I've heard people suggest that. I don't really. I really don't understand the theory behind it. Especially if it's a solvent based, like a lacquer based, because what's going to happen is that warmth is going to speed up the catalyst of it curing, right? I don't know. I've never done it myself, so I don't really have grounds for comparison. So take it with a grain of salt from me. So. Spider2K2 says that was supposed to be agreement with Ranger with the gotcha, and the percentage sign was a mistype. Gotcha. Sorry, James. Chris Pab says, Tim, I freaking love Gaia top coat. All of my recent builds the last year or so was all Gaia clear coats. Nice. Like I said, I've never had an opportunity to work with Gaia Notes stuff. I do want to. I would like that very much. 01 Shield says, I think I accidentally found an alternative for Tamiya Thin using acetate, plastic, and CA to create stencils for scribing and removing the CA using Goof Off super glue remover. Interesting. Julio says, I use Lemon Pledge, LMFAO. Dude, get out of here. Throw that shit in the garbage, dude. Probably because of the part acetone, maybe. Yeah. 01 Shield, yeah. Brandon says, increases pressure inside the can, higher pressure along with properly shaking mixing. The can just gets a little bit better spray, less potential for drops, globs, spraying out. Okay. I can see the logic behind that. I can see the heating up of the can. I can see the logic. But I mean, does it really increase the pressure inside the can that much? I don't know. I'm simply pondering the question. I hardly ever use rattle can anyway. I usually decant all my clear coats and shoot them through the airbrush. So, yeah. Ruslam says, shellac is great for base texturing, but not for actual models. Right? Ranger Chris says, depends on the amount of heat. Yeah. I just don't, I wouldn't want it to blow up. I wouldn't want the thing to blow up. Frank with U58 says, Volks USA has Gaia Notes in stock. Yeah, no, I've bought stuff off of Volks in the past plenty of times before. Yeah, I'm very familiar with them. Like I said, I just have a ton of Mr. Hobby. Like, y'all have seen the paint rack, right? So, that, I got paint for days. Years, even. So, alright. Let's get these other strips laid down here, because it's already 11:13, you guys. We're having fun. We're talking. We're interacting and stuff, answering questions, helping people with their flights. So SCGMC and all that. So, talking about LA traffic, Gaia Notes, and heating up rattle cans, and yeah, it's good times. But we gotta get this plastic down. Thank God Dean's not here. We'd be on our asses right now. Y'all remember Dean, right? Little kid that kept parts count of how many pieces I glued down. He's a good kid. Means well, I guess, right? Yeah, Spider2K2 says if you have to take the 405, you're going to have a bad time, right? Not me. I'm flying into Ontario. All right, so we're not going to take this all the way down to the point here. We're just going to kind of wrap this around and hopefully down like this, right? We're going to have to wrap it around and down. That's going to be the tricky part. So what we're actually going to have to do is cut a bit of this edge off of here to make this work. Okay. There we go. That should do it. All right, so get this up and around there, and we'll cut it right to about there. All right, so this is going to follow a lot different contour than what we did before. This just kind of went around this edge. This goes up and then wraps around this corner and down, right? So that's going to be a completely different subject from what we did before, but completely doable, right? So let's get on this. There we go. All right, so let's get this kind of working in the opposite direction here. So we're going to get this right up along this edge as close as possible. Just like that. And now, I'm going to start to wrap it. Oop, come on now. Behave. Just like this. Alright, so now we're going to hold it here for a few seconds and let that glue start to take. Alright, and then a little bit of Insta-Set, and we should be good to go. Yeah, look at that. There it is. That's what we like. A little Insta-Set down here. Yeah, look at that. Look at that contour. Man, that's going to look good, right? It's going to look good. There we go. Spire2K2 says, haven't been to LA since July 2018. I will go back one day. Nice. Ruslam says, isn't Dean doing his own streaming now? I don't know. I really don't know. I've lost track of the kid. So, I don't know. Spire2K2 says, is he? Yeah, I don't know. He might be. Good on him if he is. Proud of the kid. Slickbuilder says, well done. Dude, thank you. McDeo says, man, I wish I could go to SCGMC. Manny, there's still time, buddy. There's still time. Ruslam says, I remember a convo about it a little while back, about how we needed to do parts count on him now. Oh, shit. No, I didn't remember that. Or I didn't notice. I don't know. That's funny if he did, though. That would be awesome. I would be very proud of the kid if he actually started streaming. Little Dean growing up. Look at that. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. All right. So let's get this trimmed right there. And yeah, look at that. That's kind of our starting point for our for our vent that's going to go here. Again, remember, this front section here is going to taper down into this point, so a lot of this will be ground down, and then a lot of this back here will be also ground and sanded down to meet the surface there. So primarily, the majority of this vent is going to be basically from this point to, I don't know, probably about here, right? Whoops. Because we refer back to the line art, the vent opening here, and then it just tapers down into the surface of the head. Now, from the looks of it here, there's a hard corner right here, so it looks like it might actually have a kind of a square back box end to this vent, so that's something that we can explore later. But first, I want to get the perimeter strips down on this thing so we kind of know what we're dealing with here first and foremost. Now, that could look really, really cool. We could very well just kind of abruptly end it right here with a box shape like this, just a square, a squared off strip back here, and then just kind of shear these these scrap pieces off there. That could look amazing. I don't know. We're exploring at this point, right? So we'll keep going, see what works, right? So excuse me. Manny says don't have days to take off. Oh, dude. That's the only issue. So you got the money to get out there, but you just don't have the days to take off? Dude, that's a killer, man. I'm sorry to hear that, Manny. Tell your boss to blame me. Just call out sick or whatever. Oh, man. But Manny's got an important job, you guys. He works in transit up there in NY, so he's got an important job. Brandon says, found a use for my diamond files. They work perfect for Tamiya spot putty, the crappy stuff in a tube. Yeah, right? Good stuff. Spider2K2 says, speaking of streaming, The Mandalorian just released a new trailer a few minutes ago. Ooh, I can't wait for that. Yeah, we signed up for the Disney Plus, so that's going to be awesome. What is that? November 6th, I think it starts. So, right before SCGMC, I think. Yeah. Very good. And if Gary was here, he'd say, noise, right? So, we're just getting the bend put in this thing, in this strip again. Manny says, meaning, it says it looks like an exhaust end, right? Meaning the front is the intake and the back is an exhaust. Yeah, I mean, it could be. Who knows, right? I just think it looks fucking cool. So, there you go. So, alright, let's see what we've got here. Right to about there. So we'll cut it off right about there. That should give us enough wiggle room. Just bend this a little bit more. And there you go. Now, this is 2mm strip, 2mm by 1mm. You could probably do this with 3.2 in the evergreen scales. Anything over that is probably going to break on you. Just FYI. If you do it like this on its edge, right? So just keep that in mind. It needs to be thinner strips like this. So 1mm, 2mm, 3.2. Again, anything beyond that, 4+, you're going to have either a tough time or it's going to break on you. Just saying. Now, you could apply some heat. That will help things along. Not ruling that out. So, food for thought. Yeah? Alright. Let's get this other guy installed here. So far, so good. I'm happy. A lot happier with the way that this is looking than I had kind of initially thought. I'll be honest. Okay, find the edge. Right about there. Okay. do need to kind of work quickly. Oh, shit. Forgot to cut the notch out for this. Damn it. Alright. Still should have plenty of time with this. It's starting to gel just a little bit. But that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, it's not enough. We didn't take off enough of this. Shoot. I think this is starting to cure a little quick on us. We might have gotten it. We might have gotten it just in time. Oh yeah, look at that. It just plopped down and almost set instantly. Speaking of insta-set, let's get that reinforcement there. And then let's get that underneath as well. And there we are. Not terrible. Not terrible. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. The contour looks good. This side is a little flared up right here. I think no, I think that looks fine. Okay, we can work with that. And then this back is uneven here. This is a little bit more flared in that direction than this is. This is more curved in. But like I said, this back section here, this corner, will be either shaven off, tapered down, stopped abruptly over here. So all this right here is not really gonna, it's not gonna be existent once we get done anyway. So not even a big deal. But let's mock this up here real quick and see what we're looking like here. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah. So far so good. We still have to create the snout, so keep that in mind. But man, that does look pretty good. And I think I'm gonna widen this bottom section out a bit more. Create some more width to this thing. And this, look at this. This is still less wide than this guy here. Believe it or not. That's crazy to me. So, good stuff so far. Good stuff so far. Alright. Superset5 over there on Twitch, he says, I'm working on snap fitting the real grade new Gundam. I plan on just using Gundam markers to hide where the nub marks were. What clear coat can I use on bare plastic? Almost anything, really. Even, like I said, even the Mr. Super Clear, you can use that on bare plastic. Even though it's solvent-based, it's formulated specifically to be used on plastic. So, yeah, almost anything. So, yeah. HRR 148 Disney Plus starts the 12th. Ah, I thought it was the 6th. Oh, well. I won't have any distractions during SCGMC then. There you go. That's a plus. McDio Manny says, man, I cannot wait till Disney Plus, right? There's so much stuff on Disney Plus. Mandalorian, right? All the Marvel shows and everything like that. They've got some original movies that actually look pretty decent, and then some other kind of original programming as well. And then all, like all of the Marvel backlog, all of the Disney backlog, all of the Star Wars backlog, just crazy amounts of content is going to be, and like premium content too, like good stuff, not like Netflix where it's like 15 to 20% good stuff and then like 80 to 85% like B grade crap, right? So I think it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait. Greg Blair says November 12th as well. Yeah, he says I literally just signed up for it. Nice. Manny says Manny MacDio says looks like the miner from Mega Man X, right? Greg Blair 88 says looks like a Zaku coal miner. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's the initial shape of it all, right? So there's a ton of shaping that needs to be involved. This is just, like I said, this is just the perimeter shaping right now. So I get it. I totally get it. I honestly think it looks kind of shitty and all that as well. But, you know, again, you got to keep an open mind about these things. So now what we've got to do, I'm going to go back and trim up this exposed corner of the underneath shape. We're going to trim that to the actual strip here. Okay. So for those of you guys coming out to SCGMC, you guys are bringing models and stuff, right? You're entering into the contests and all? Pretty sure Julio is. Hopefully he's bringing the Cialis. The Gundam Cialis, that is. But we'll see, I guess, right? If you're coming out, what are you bringing? What are you bringing? Franco says, Tim, will you shape with Tamiya epoxy putty? Not with this. No, this is all going to be plastic. Everything underneath of this is shaped with Tamiya, though. And honestly, I probably shouldn't say no with such certainty. I mean, my plans could completely change based off of the geometry of this thing. It very well could be a lot more trouble than it's worth to try and use straight plastic, right? So, I mean, there's a chance that we could use Tamiya epoxy putty on this, but as of right this second, that's not necessarily the plan, right? So, yeah. Basically, we're just kind of feathering this corner here just to make that nice and smooth right now. Just like that. All right, so now the tougher part comes in. Where do we locate these vents in this thing, right? Because since this is not to scale and it's not like a blueprint or anything like that, and since it's up for interpretation, we need to find out where exactly, or kind of come to a determination where this vent hood right here should be in terms of location on the actual head. And of course, you know, our geometry is going to be a bit different from this because this is a two-dimensional shape, and this is obviously three-dimensional. Now, there's a few cues that we can take off of this head that we can then kind of transfer to here, such as the eye slit opening here, right? So if we think about here, this edge right here of the visor being right about there, or maybe back here, we can postulate that the vent hood, this corner here, maybe is right around that area, you know, probably right here, because there's an extra part on the Gelgoog head, this part right here, which protrudes out, unlike the Zaku, right? So this part right here translates to this part here. So we can definitely push that a little bit forward, maybe a millimeter or two, and think about maybe right in there. So let's kind of maybe like right about there. Yeah. And then this is going around, so probably right around there. It's going to be on our other side, right? So that's essentially where the vent hood will be. And that may be too far forward now that I look at it, because I'm talking about this corner right here, right? So if we move that back, yeah, I think we should probably move that back a little bit. Maybe about 2 millimeter. Right there. And right about there. So almost in line with this this pillar right there, right? Yeah, I think that'll look great. All right. So now the problem is to translate it back to this side, right? So if we look at it from a strictly profile standpoint, this is about 2 millimeters forward. This bottom mark is about 2 millimeters forward from the edge of the visor pillar right there, right? So if we look at it right here, we bring it out about 2 millimeter there, right there. And then if we look at it from a top-down perspective, our marks are in line right about like that. In the camera angle's not the greatest either. The camera angle's twisted a little bit. But looking at this, eyeballing it, that's pretty damn straight across. So these two strips are pretty even with one another at the front here. So we're looking at about 11 millimeters off the front edge. And that's right there at 11 millimeters as well. So we're good there. Those top, or those bottom points are looking pretty good. Now, eyeball this right about there. And that's looking pretty good as well. Maybe bring that back just a bit. There we go. So we've got our mark there and our mark there. And that's looking pretty straight across. Now, let's also measure that, but let's make sure that these are trimmed appropriately here. It's about as flat as can be expected there. All right, so from the edge to that mark, 11 millimeter. Cool. And then from the edge to this mark, 11 millimeter. I think we're pretty much dead on, you guys. There we go. Ruslam says right over the white strips on the side. Wow, all the way back here? I don't know, man. Because what we're looking at is I'm determining this top edge right here, right? This front edge. And you have to figure that there's probably this vent hood extends back maybe 2-3 meters, so 2 or 3 millimeters in our scale, and then it goes back a pretty good amount, maybe even all the way to the back edge of the head. So that's a pretty long way back. So I'm actually pretty comfortable with it being up, that far, because it's a very short taper, and I think that amount down from this, because you also have to take in mind that there's a bit of a stair step here, right there, and then tapers down, right? So if you look at the vent kind of in a profile, it's almost like this, and then tapers down, right? So there's that little stair step right there, and then it tapers down. So I think I'm comfortable with that. I like that. Yeah. I'm good to go on that. So, with that being said, what we need to do next is to get a strip in here to close up that front vent opening, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use 1x1. If I can find it here. Or even, shit, we can even just use 2x1 and just lay it down flat. We're going to set this back, obviously, from the vent opening, right? Rusam said, I would bring it back so you have room for detail coming forward to the current marks. Well, and that's the thing. Like, this is the these marks are the very, very front edge of that vent hood. So everything beyond this point just tapers down into nothing, right? This is the very front edge. So then you'd have, 2 to 4 millimeters of vent hood back here, and then you would have the rest of that just kind of taper off into nothing as well. So I'm comfortable with this. Looking at, and I would probably say looking at it in camera on the screen is probably different from what it looks like in real life, So I'm comfortable with this. I am. I'm comfortable with it. All right, so now, excuse me, what we got to do is to, you know what, and maybe we do use epoxy putty. See, now I'm starting to think about it. No. We're not. Well, okay, so yes, yes, we will use epoxy putty. Yes, we will. All right, so think about it this way, right? So just determining and just looking off of this vent hood right here is raised slightly above this part behind it, right? So this part behind it will be our perimeter contour, what we have right now. This right here can be strapped over like 1/4 millimeter strip or something like that over top of the epoxy putty. Yeah. I like it. I like it. That's what we got. That's what we doing. That's what we doing. We doing it. We gonna do it like that. Yep, yep. Yerp. Alright. So, first things first, we gotta get a couple strips cut here. And what we've got to do, though, is we've got to try and fit them to the contour of what is there, right? So we're going to do a little bit of trial and error here, right? It's probably going to be too big. Ooh, but it's close. Look at that. It's close, right? It's pretty close. And we're gonna set this back about 2 millimeters from that front edge mark that we made, simply because this is going to be this is just going to close up the vent, right? All right, let's see what that looks like here. Man, that's close. What about checking on this side? Again, very close. Very, very close. You just need to trim off a little bit there. Time's it getting to be? 11:45. Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad at all. Okay. Let's see here. Ooh, look at that. Like a glove. That is pretty much perfect where we need it to fall. Pretty much perfect. Now, obviously, you've got a curve here, and this is going to be flat. Not a big deal because the super glue will fill in those minuscule gaps between the flat of this and the curve of that shape. So, man, this is good. This is really, really good. I'm kind of enthused about all this because I didn't think it was going to go this smoothly. Knock on wood. There we go. All right. So now we can get this placed right there. Perfect. Very, very good. Very good. Happy about that. Look at that. That, dead on. Dead on where we need it to be. That's a good thing. That's a real good thing. And then we'll fill this back edge, this back end with epoxy putty, and then we'll cap over this with, we'll strap over this with the plastic strip sheet, what have you, and then laminate a little bit more down and curve and blend this in. And then we've got a part, we've got a vent. Yeah. Ruslam says, okay. Sorry, Bill. Manny says, all right, let's do it. Yeah. Ricky Park Carson says, at least it isn't a bike helmet. That is a very good point, right? That's a very, very good point. Kenneth said, maybe add a center frame to reinforce the shape. I mean, if it's going to be solid epoxy putty, it doesn't really need any reinforcement from there. Let's see. Brandon says, ugh, looks like I'm painting tomorrow now. Man. He says, wet sanded some parts, cleaned all my parts again. They are drying now, and I need to get my airbrush set up, but everyone is sleeping, so no go tonight. Man, yeah, it's tough when you got a family, right? It's tough when you got a family. Michael Ortiz is over there on Facebook. What's going on, Michael? He says, "What's up, dude? I see the project is coming right along, looking good. Thank you, man. Yeah, it is. It is coming right along. Actually, I'm pretty I'm pretty damn pleased with our progress thus far. And like I said a little bit earlier, I'm honestly a bit surprised with how this is going. I didn't know if we could honestly pull this look off, but it's not looking too bad. So I'm pretty damn psyched about it. Okay, let's see. A little bit more. See, and when you're fitting pieces like this, guys, nibble the plastic away and keep trying it, right? Because it's easier to take plastic off the strip, the part, what have you, than to try and put it back on. That's a absolute pain in the ass. So sneak up on it, nibble away the plastic, and you'll be good to go. And just a little bit more fine tuning on that strip. Okay. I think that is going to look matches up pretty damn nice. I think we're in the money. All right, let's get some glue up on this guy. Okay, here we go. And placement. Come on. Work with me here. Work with me. Rock with me. Work with me. Even. Nice. Nice. That's what we're talking about. You know, this is the thing. Whenever I'm scratch building something like this, and I've never done anything quite the same as this, and honestly, no two scratch building processes are ever the same, right? There's that inherent trepidation that you have about doing it, right? Because what if you fuck up? What if you screw the pooch and you completely foobar the whole thing, or it doesn't come out the way that you envision it to come out, right? I had some of the failed boosters over there that I did for the Ozymandias, kind of as a reminder of that. And basically what it comes down to is that if you screw it up, either fix it or start over. Sure, you lost some time. Big deal. Now, obviously, if you're on a time schedule, then yeah, it's a big deal. But right now, since I'm over a year away from needing to have this done for GBWC 2020, I feel like I'm in a pretty good position right now. Now, obviously, a few months down the line, that will probably change. But as it stands right now, pretty comfortable. Pretty comfortable. So these are the types of things you gotta take in consideration, you guys. You gotta have, you know, a little bit of, you gotta have a little balls and just go for it. Just saying. And it goes for the ladies too. Ladies, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Franco358 says a screw up is knowledge. Exactly. You do learn from your mistakes, right? But you also learn by doing it, right? Like right here, I am learning the whole time that I'm building this, right? Looks like a frog. Looks like a frog's head. Ribbit. Anyway, but no, I'm learning the entire time that I'm doing this, right? Man, that's gonna look good. And imagine the big fin, the big fin back here like this. Oh yeah, that's gonna look great. But again, still very, very rough shapes. Still very rough shapes. So, yeah. Angel from those Gundam guys is over there on Facebook, and he says, "Is that a hard hat for the Gelgoog?" Fuck you, Angel. Nah, dude, it's just rough shapes. Just the rough shapes. The splines, if you will, right? So, we're going to turn it into that. Or a rough approximation of that. So, fucking hard hat. Get out of here, Angel. Asshole. Brandon says, I have a small collection going of failed scratch-built backpack parts. I chalk it up to learning and gaining experience. This Just a Build is my first time ever scratch building / customizing. He says, so I went into it knowing I would screw up and not be my best work. See? And that's awesome. That is awesome. Spire2K2 says, looks like a shark fin. Well, yeah, I mean, that was just a scrap piece of plastic, just kind of to approximate the, the fin, but it won't look like that. Come on now. Brandon says, only had the courage, though, because of you, Tim. Aw, and the Mecha Army. That's awesome. That's good to know. That's good to know. Ranger Chris 61 over there on YouTube, he says, know exactly what you mean. Had a great learning experience of resin casting with that side skirt part that I had burned on me. Woohoo, yeah. Everything is learning. Angel says, okay, when? Dude, this is for 2020. This is GBWC 2020, so a ways away. Yeah, a ways away. A ways away, 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 a ways away. Anyway, I'm not going to sing anymore. Kenneth Sam could use the head fin from seed kits. Yeah, if I had them, that might be useful, but I don't, so I'm just going to scratch build my own. So, shit, we scratch build everything else on this damn head. Why not, right? Converting it from a Zaku head to a Gelgoog head? Come on. Come on now. Anyway, I think that those splines are making it look really, really good. Really good. So, and once we get these things tapered down, and we just have kind of the vents in place, and once it starts to take shape, yeah, I think it'll look really good. Angel says, and with that, I'm out of here. Awesome. Good night, Angel. Thank you for crashing the party. Appreciate it. He says, love you, bye. Nice. Tell Nikki I said hi. Oh my. Alright, so you guys, it's 11:57. I think this is a logical endpoint for us. Good audience tonight, man. Good audience tonight. We had like 50-60 people on here tonight. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hopefully you guys learned some stuff. That's always kind of my goal, is to pass along the knowledge, right? So, Spire2K2 James 2.0, he says, my biggest failure? My jungle color master grade Justa. I went too far on trying to weather it with silver paint and it looks horrible. But one positive I got out of it was a brilliant photo. Dude, right? And to that same point, I think the Ozymandias was kind of both very triumphant, but then also very tragic, because I should have kept it clean in retrospect, or very light weathering like I did on the Jesta. The chipping on it, I went overboard, and I regret that. But I still love it. I still love the Aussie. I do. C'est la vie, right? Anyway. All right, you guys. So with that being said, we're going to end it here. Now, programming, we're gonna come back and hit this thing again on Wednesday, right? And then Friday is going to be a new episode of Mechanism. It's going to be our SCGMC pregame special. So it's basically only a week ahead of the SCGMC shenanigans. So it's going to be a fun one, I think. Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun one. So come on back for that. But hey, you guys, if you want to rock this little hummingbird chibi, go hit up www.chowdamecha.com. Hit up the store at the top. You'll find shirts and hats and all sorts of other cool stuff. If you are interested in any of the tools, materials, and stuff like that we worked with here tonight, there's an Amazon link just below here on Twitch and YouTube. That side, if you're watching on Facebook, go check it out. I get a little bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it goes to help the stream, right? So keep that in mind. Also, if you need kits or paints or Mecha Decals, which are available for now for wholesale, stores out there, store owners, keep that in mind. We got green light for sheet number 2. So, stock up. Let's see. Let's just real quick recap. Julio says, yo, great stream, Tim. I got some quality work done. Word. He says, you got to see these legs. Have a great night, everyone. Ranger Chris says, damn, have to work that night. Dude, catch the replay, dude. It's the best thing I can say. Or watch it on your phone. They won't know it work, right? It'll be fun. It'll be fun, trust me. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching tonight. You guys have been cool, man. Good audience tonight. For a Monday night, too. That's crazy. So, come on back Wednesday. Check it out, right? We'll continue this. So, without any further ado, guys, be safe out there. Build something cool. I'll see y'all on Wednesday. All right?